with less employees. There is a few employees that have resigned already, taken other jobs. She did announce that they did get she got the bid for the Disability Access Center for District 7, which that's not going to be us, for District 6. And they talked about, is that going to keep a governing board? And then, of course, Bremer County and myself were like, well, that makes no difference to us because our Disability Access Center director could have a completely different makeup than the board. So it's just kind of wait and see on that, and get another meeting this month. I went to the Central Island Juvenile Detention Center meeting. That's when I missed the meeting 2 meetings ago here. I'm glad I went. There was a closed meeting. So about the lawsuit, as we all know, Hardin County has filed a lawsuit against the CIJDC. Not sure what their motivation is, but basically it's questioning the voting membership of some of the counties that are in it. So if we don't have much on the agenda, Chairman, at the end of the month, I should probably try to go again. Because I think they're going to actually, there's negotiations going on this month. So it might come to an end, hopefully. At the end of the month, there'll be some negotiations made and we'll have some direction on where to go. I don't think our position is in jeopardy. I think we can prove that we're on there and it was done right and it was done legally. So it's like the ones after like 2008 or something like, or 18 or something like that they're questioning. So
it's just a fact that incorrect procedures of joining, right?
Right, and I don't understand the motivation. I don't know why Hardin County wouldn't just, I don't know their motivation, but wouldn't just say, hey, this is what we noticed, these things are going wrong, let's do it right, and let's move on. But I don't know, it sounds like they want some of them not to be voting members. They can still be a member, but who would be a member if you're not a voting member? So we'll see how the agenda looks at the end of the month for us here, and we'll see if I can maybe make that and get more news on that. I then had a meeting with the Veterans Commission. Everything's going fine there. Jerry's doing a good job. We kind of discussed office arrangements, and there's still kind of some pros and cons for it. They're talking about it. And I said, it's up to you guys. You guys talk about it. We're not gonna, I don't think we plan on forcing anybody to do anything. So I just said, it's up to you guys. We're making the offer. But some of the members feel that being in the courthouse is easier access, easier familiarity to the veterans to get there. And I don't know, they're gonna have to discuss it. I'm not gonna make the decision for them. And then I went and had a meeting with Rob before Victor had their meeting. They had a public forum Wednesday night. Had a meeting with Rob and got explained the whole, I think we've all seen this before.
Pricing?
Yeah, compared to last year and how freezing last year was so much cheaper was because we waived uniforms, vehicles, and vehicle equipment just to get through last year. So this year, that's all included. I think, called the mayor and offered my, presence at the meeting because Rob was going to be gone. He had a family thing out of state. I was basically told that would rather just talk to me after the meeting. So I listened in on the meeting. I don't know if you guys saw it. You could go see it on Facebook. It's on their Facebook page. It's about a 45-minute meeting. There was a lot of people who had questions. I think there's a lot of, everybody's supporting law enforcement in Victor, Iowa. And I think the way the discussion went, I think they're going to probably agree to the contract. And I think there's some interest in trying to do like a 3-year contract, so we don't have to go through this every year. So we'll work on that with them.
We've done those in the past.
And I did offer to the mayor that, after this meeting or anytime, I can arrange for the sheriff or one of us supervisors to be there to answer any questions if they need anything done. So I haven't heard back from them since that meeting. Other than that, I think that's all I had for the past couple of weeks.
I went to Des Moines, went to a couple classes up there about TIF, how to handle conflicts. Saw some vendors that gave some information to John about radio systems. Abby found this person to talk to about drag out the courthouse. Sent me over there to talk to him. By the time I walked over there, the price had gone up $10,000. I know. I go, you told her 30, and I just took me 5 minutes.
That's to do what?
Dry out the courthouse.
What do you mean by, I mean, literally dry out the courthouse?
Yeah, the basement, the walls all
Oh, I
peeling
gotcha.
off. And I don't know how much she talked to him. I talked to him for a while, and I don't know if I believe how it works.
So what, up to 40,000 then?
40, yeah, and it takes like 2 years to get it all dried out. Yeah, I don't,
It's a huge dehumidifier tank?
no, it's, I don't say it out loud because it sounds weird. Some kind of an electromagnetic thing that ionizes and forces the water. I'm really skeptic. So they've got a list of courthouses they work with. So
Any of them close?
I talked to one of them, Bob. Never heard of it. But then again,
Right.
you might not just.
Washington has a couple.
That's what he claims. He doesn't know about it. So I'll call a few of these and see what they say. These are their references. But there's little boxes you put in the corners of the building on the inside. Because I thought there'd be some kind of a tile system or some kind of pumps or.
Right.
They're just there. There's no maintenance, so I'm no. I'm a very skeptical person. And then I went and I talked to our HR guys, and I also found Mid-America, talked to them. They did give me a handout. I don't think I've ever had one that's up. They're still going ahead or talking to them, make sure that we're still on board about that.
Oh, that shuts off the beacons.
Shuts off the beacons. They told me it senses the planes 3 miles away, and they've got to be at such a low altitude, like plane going over 30,000 feet, they're not gonna come on. I figured what they told me the altitude was.
It'd be interesting, because we get a lot of planes taking off from Cedar Rapids. I don't know how. It'd be interesting to know what the altitude is.
Yeah, so it'd be nice.
Yeah.
But they should be 3 miles from, well, I mean, they can come right over our house pretty much, so that's 3 miles from the closest one, I would say.
But once
Going
they're,
to my house all the time too.
but
Are
once,
they? Well, then they'd be,
they're passed,
yeah, it'd shut off,
Shut
right,
off.
yeah.
so they're still on board, we're still on the list to get it done. So I just want to stay in contact with them, and they're still supposed to come down here when it gets closer to put a presentation on. I don't believe any of us would be opposed to that.
But I think
I don't know what the reason we would be. That's basically all I had. Oh, TNT got a hold of me about some trees at the county home. I did not contact you guys about it or get permission because there's two that are dead, and the another two that branches are bad or something. It's just terrible to mow around. He goes, I'll take it out for free. And I go, you hit my price point.
it's right. It's not gonna argue about
Sounds good to
three.
me.
You had me at free.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice of them.
Yeah.
So it's gonna make it easier for them to know. They just took it back to our wood pile in the corner.
Are they doing work in the area already?
What?
Are they doing work in the area
No,
already?
they came out there just for those trees, for the dead ones, because they take care of all that bear. That's on the outside, so that's on them, but
Oh, while they were there doing that, they just took care of it. That's
over
nice.
there.
The bear takes care of the sewage ponds, right?
Yes,
They say there are muskrats in there. Is what I was told.
nobody's ever said a word of
And
it.
I guess they're
We
not
already
on.
have these, Nick. Huh? We already have these.
So if we need somebody to trap those out.
You
No, that's from last week. Oh, okay, you guys did the gravel and stuff last week, didn't you? That's what this is.
do? You still want?
I got one.
What are you doing? What are you doing on beach? What are you doing that over here?
Oh, cleaning it out, I think.
Is it dirty in the,
I haven't been down to that one.
This was stuff we talked about last week.
There's a couple
Yeah.
that we're gonna get cleaned out, and they're gonna, at some point here soon, raise your road up for your intersection.
Now, you think that's just gonna raise the west side of it?
Is that the side?
I don't know.
Then you want the east side raised up?
Well, when they come across, they're getting hung up on the east side. So don't we need to raise the west side? I don't know about the engineer, I'm not smart on here, so.
Well, maybe I miss,
They're pulling off my road, and going north, and they get hung up, they'll get hung up.
yeah,
So we do need to raise the west side up, so then they,
I'm considering H Avenue going north and south there.
right, but just taking those two gravels.
Maybe we'll come down and drop after.
Okay.
So Matt never got you a birthday cake, huh?
No, you didn't.
Today your birthday?
Wednesday was,
Oh.
but we can celebrate all week. That's fine with me.
Well, happy birthday.
Still at that age, you want to celebrate all week, huh?
You still can.
You didn't go to ISAC too?
No, I usually don't go to that.
Kevin said he was just been enthralled with it, so.
At 4 o'clock, you can just take the rest of the weekend off.
So nice.
We get up at 3:30.
So I hope I'm gone. That way you usually get home by 3?
Yeah, right? Yeah, off at 3:30 on my break. All right, well, what's the first, is that road embargoes? So the chip seals, we usually do a 90-day-ish embargo starting around now. That's a resolution right there to actually give me the power to embargo any road that we deem fit. But usually it's, for now, it's just the chip seals. In the past, we have before embargo gravels, certain gravels and things get real bad, but
So where it says AEA, do we initial that spot?
sure.
Is that how you don't?
You can initial it, sign your name.
Probably won't need.
Just put an X. I don't care.
For the whole 90 days this year, will we?
Depends.
I mean, I don't understand.
As of right now, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean, it stays like this.
Just, and, it all depends just how frost boils.
Right,
come out.
right.
I can't believe we'll have many this year, the way it looks.
So, yeah, you can put an X there and maybe sign your name below or however you guys wanna.
Okay.
I can redo that resolution for next year too. I know they don't all look the same. I just copied and pasted that one for years. Or that one might actually be from, the IMs from the DOT, I'm not sure.
Okay, so is there a motion to pass resolution 2025-3-14-A, authorizing embargoes on secondary roads by the engineer?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Like,
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
so when Parnell gets theirs done, you'll mark that one then too, that little strip there.
I think we left that to them.
Oh, it is, okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. I don't remember off the top of my head either, but, I think they, whenever that starts to come around, we'll double check all the paperwork to make sure that our agreement is all up to date. All right, the next one we have is, pavement striping. I should have brought a map for you guys. John stopped by yesterday to open up the quotes. There is a breakdown of the table. Of the prices, Pelling looks like was the low. Last year, advanced traffic was the low bid at $21 a gallon, so prices have gone up.
How much was it this year?
25, 25.50.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Is there, motion? Oops.
Yep, I'm sorry, I was gonna say, but I think last year's prices were also kind of low, so. That's the amount that I did have budgeted. I had like 60,000 budgeted, so.
Is there a motion to approve a little bit of Pellings to do the
Oh, well,
striping?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
And the last one we unopened was, spring pavement patching bids. And the low one there was Cedar Falls Construction at 209 yards, dollars a square yard, which is hefty. Last year, last fall, some of our low bids were around they ranged from 135 was the low, all the way up to 200. But, concrete prices have definitely gone up, and I hear that in everything.
I don't remember CF, who was they?
Cedar Falls Construction,
We've had them.
yeah. Yeah, except Roberts, we've had everybody on the list. But the good news is, we don't have nearly the patching like we used to do 10 years ago.
We're getting the roads fixed.
Huh?
We're getting the
Yeah.
roads fixed.
So 10 years ago, we would do a summer, a spring, and a fall at roughly like $200,000 each time. And that's when
Been a lot on the C road.
concrete prices were half the price. So for 78,000 in spring, I think that's about, I had even up to 100,000 budgeted, but we didn't have to do all those patches, so.
Is there a motion to approve CF Cedar Falls for the patching?
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
All right, this is the one where I think we have to do it, but it doesn't really make me the happiest. G Avenue, which is the road that goes down to the lake, the 3 miles there. That did not survive the winter as much as I kind of hoped. But we do this. We have to chip seal it once every 4 or 5 years. It used to be a lot more, but we do a lot of the work now with the total patcher to help out. But it's $166,000 to do it. And so I'm kind of moving some money around. That bridge extension on B77, I made that a new construction project. So in order to do that, we'll have to sign some papers next week or the week after. But that should free up some of our maintenance money to do this. If not, I'll just have to do an amendment to get a little bit more in there, but we need to do it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been down that road, but it's starting to really blow up lately in the last couple of weeks.
It usually lasts for like 4 or 5 years, or.
Yeah.
The more we do it, the longer it lasts.
It all depending. I mean, we used to do it every couple, and if we did it every couple instead of 166, it'd be 100.
Yeah.
And then our last time we did it now was 2019. So it's been six years since we've last done it. We kind of push our limits a little bit more using that total patcher. So I pushed it long enough for these to be done. I maybe even should have did it last year.
When do you think they'll do it?
I don't know. I gotta talk to them, but I'm gonna tell them hopefully the sooner the better.
You think they need traffic control flaggers on it when they do that route?
Um,
12, that's 13,000. Just for that.
Probably for the patching. You'll need some sort of flagger system going on. You'll need some sort of you'll need something.
Something we could provide.
Possibly.
That's a big chunk of money just for.
And It is.
That road's not overly busy.
I could ask them if we can provide the flaggers and traffic control.
What would that job take, and how many days?
Looks like they have here flaggers 12, so that'd be 2 flaggers in 6 days. It's the cold mix patching that'll take a little bit of time, and then when they go to just put the seal coat down, that'll go pretty quick.
That's what I thought.
Ish, that'll go quick. So it'll be their patching.
I see.
And we want them to do that over us because, that way they know how to prep it for their own seal coat.
Right,
A little bit better. But I can ask them about the flagging and stuff. That's what we did out here on B77 to get that price down. We've been doing all their flagging.
I see. There's something we've done before.
I was gonna say, I don't know if they let you or not with their.
Yeah, they usually, I don't know if they do or not. They may or may not hire that out through a
Oh.
party. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. I'll ask. The issue there is if something does go wrong with our guys doing it, you know, then that raises quite a bit. And our guys' quote unquote training is, we had a flagger guy from the DOT come in last year, but we are not pros, but they've been trained. Huh?
Training.
No, we had the DOT come in and did a 4-hour workshop with them last year. But
Is there a motion to approve Pelling to do the chip seal on G Avenue? Is
So moved.
there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
And just in case we do need to move around money later, are you guys doing one more budget amendment later this year? I'll pull it out of next year.
So let's talk to Brandy when she gets back.
Okay.
No offense.
None taken.
All right, box extension on B77, Iowa Bridge and Culvert is done, is done. So we gotta come in and, do our work now, start to do some of the grading around it. Once we do our grading, then we're going to probably pour some curbs inside the culvert, because it's kind of, there's some separation on the sides. And at that point, then I will probably contact somebody to look at the guardrail. And the guardrail is something I think I want to hire out there. But that way we meet all those specs. But we're moving along. This week was a good week to grade roads. We have multiple crews cleaning out box culverts and doing riprap around a bunch of culverts. Bridges and culverts, excuse me. So that's going really good. Yep, the riprap and the culverts. And then we are preparing to do the patching on U Avenue and M Avenue. So that's over there by Kinsey's, and then it's over by the Little Amana exit. Our plan is we're gonna tear up the road, go down a couple feet, put in a bunch of rock, some drains, and then do the other side, and it'll be a rock bump patch there while it settles for a good portion of the spring into the summer. So
What's this here?
right by Kinsey's, right out in front. We had a spot from last 2 years ago, that paving is going bad. All those trucks that came in, and there must be a spring under the road or something, but it bounces pretty good. So we're gonna tear it all out and redo the surface. And then over by Little Amana, we did that paving 5 or 6 years ago, and our tie-in, where we did the tie-in, we did not core out, we just milled over the top, and it didn't, I mean, I shouldn't say it didn't last, but we got 5 or 6 years out of it, but it just needs to be cored out. And now we do core outs when we do paving, but that one we just tighten it. So So yeah, just to give you guys a heads up, there'll be rock bumps there for a good portion of the summer while it settles. I did get a notice this week that the W-21 grant that was hopefully coming through that did not pass Congress. So we will no longer be paving. Yep, we'll no longer be paving that.
Who let you know?
Marionette Miller Meeks called me. Personally, she wanted to say, sorry, bummer.
Well, I'll go back.
She wanted it to go through. And I mean, I think we had to be prepared for this, right? It was an
Right.
election. So what I see happening, and this is just a guess, take it for what it's worth, but like, okay, that all goes through last year, right? And so each person in the House of Representatives, I think, gets 75 million to spend. Well, now if you were a Democrat last year that awarded money, and then now you're a Republican or something like that, you're gonna wanna pick your own projects, right? You're gonna wanna pick your own. And then also say, and this happens with every presidential cycle, so don't think it's odd, but Trump will cancel whatever his Build Back Better was, and he'll allocate the same amount of money, but call it, it's the same thing, and call it Make America Great Again money. They just put a new name on it. So I'm hoping.
But the good news is though, you did all the paperwork and we jumped all the hoops, we made it this far, maybe we can make it.
Correct, yep. So if they do something like this next go around, we have most of the paperwork. Marionette Miller Meeks is still in office. So,
How much more would it be to do the rest of it? To be prepared to do the rest of it? So if the opportunity comes up, we can say, hey, let's do the whole thing, we'll be done.
Was it 5 more miles?
Is it 5 or down to 2?
no, it's like 2.5, it's 3 more. We applied for the bottom two.
Not quite half, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you can figure, $1 million a mile, or $1.5 million a mile.
Just in case the ship comes around again, we can.
Yeah, the issue there, that,
Sometimes it's a once in a lifetime shot, you gotta take the shot. When you
yeah, no, I agree. When it comes back up, let's talk about it.
I was about ready to call her again, and find out what happened, I haven't heard.
Yeah, didn't go well.
So that's this section right here then.
Yeah. The bottom 2 miles is what we were scheduled to get over the cash for.
Each one of these is a mile.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I'm also working on the 5-year plan and the budget for next year. So like I said, I might, you'll at least have to do one revision to this year to add the V77 extension. And then, I don't know if you guys have your budget down, but you're gonna have to sign off on mine next week, so. I have to have it in, so it'll be what I showed you guys, but
Make sure it's on the agenda.
yeah, yep. All the rock, the tile, we've been getting materials for our, for some of these patching projects that we're gonna do in the culvert cleaning and culvert repairs. The rock contracts for the DOT have been signed for the FM projects, so I can heard back. As we were working on survey stuff, and we did get all the rumble strips, 5 or 6 of them, 5 sets remilled on Monday. So that is good. Now we can drive over them.
No, they're there.
No,
Those box culverts you guys are cleaning out, is that, just something you guys do all the time, or do you have to do a certain, or just do?
So box culverts, if these are the ones that we're doing, they're all essentially multi-cell. Then with that, usually one of them does plug up really good. Well, our inspectors been kind of getting on me, hey, you need to clean out these 10 boxes because you haven't cleaned them out in 8 years. So we are making an attempt to, what's been on the list of things to do for 8 years to go after. There was nothing structurally wrong with them or anything, but if they stay on the list for too long, then they say that that can pose a problem if you do have a flood and you want to get reimbursed. So.
So you're just kind of backhoeing the openings up and.
Yep, yeah, I'm dropping a lot of riprap off the ends of some of them. I'll probably go take some concrete now and tie some of that riprap together. That'll be next week, probably, or the week after, but, yeah, I think we're doing one up by the county line where the 2 cells, and then they'll plug back up again.
Yeah, that's what.
Plug up inside or just on the outside?
Both, no.
One, like that one by my house, I mean, right, or the old house there. I mean, you know, there's nothing they can do. I mean, you know, when it's not going full bore, it just takes one path, right? I mean, and then it kind of silts the others in or silts one in.
But that one did need to be done. There were some trees, it hadn't been addressed in 10 years. So there were some trees growing up and the inlet for this one, that had built up 5 or 6 feet on 2 of them. So we'll get that out of there and then they're gonna take a skid loader to the other cells and just clean them out real quick. The ones up on F15 up there, they just dropped a bunch of riprap off the end. Like I said, we'll probably have to throw some concrete on those to kind of tie it together so it doesn't all end up out of the field, which has its pluses and minuses to that, but probably needs to be done. So they've been doing a real good job.
Your agenda and progress stuff, you wanna talk about any of that?
I'll have a resolution next week for that. I thought maybe that'd be too much for today, but the stop signs on G Avenue and 240th. That 240, that's a dirt road. Did anybody give the okay for a rock to be put on that road?
Where's the rock put at?
All the way to the windmill to the west? It must have just been laid this week. I was like, what the heck?
Not by us.
Yeah, no, it must have been laid by the wind, because it goes right to a windmill.
Don't they have to ask you for permission?
Yeah. So I didn't know if they had asked any of you guys.
None of us.
I would have given you okay.
Started at the highway?
Start at G right there, yeah.
Oh, sort of lakeside.
Yeah, I'm on west.
Oh, west? Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know there was a down there.
Yeah, on the south side, quarter mile, half mile in.
Nope.
Pickup trucks, I haven't heard anything back, so we'll see what happens there. And then we do have a wedding on Tuesday.
Do I need to call anybody about the pickups, or you're gonna wait?
Yeah, I mean, I think you were gone the one week we had talked about. They were supposed to submit bids for new red ones, but we could check those out and maybe, you know, get cheaper ones if they're a little bit older and not necessarily red. So we could take a look at the bids. If the bids come in, we'll take a look at those. And then we can also, I can make some calls down to the dealerships and just see what they have for random pickups that are in good shape, that are 4-wheel drive, that are 3/4 ton, any color, whatever they have sitting on their lots. So maybe now that we're repaving, doing the chip seal, maybe we only get 2 now and 2 in a year, or something like that.
As opposed to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll save us a little bit on this year's budget. We have the money, it just, you can't spend all your money at one time.
No, you can't, just shouldn't.
All right.
Thank you, Nick.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Hey, Nick, here's that resolution.
Celebrate your birthday.
You're working today?
Who are you? You work with them.
That's what I asked Lutz over there too. I said, you work in Iowa County? And he's like, everybody's on vacation all the time.
I just can't win.
Are you trying to?
Hey, I saw him working the other day. He had the equipment.
Hey, yeah, this is right.
Looking sharp.
Look at this.
You should
Sure.
have took a picture of us.
Yeah, we should have a picture, we could add it to our brochure.
I had a meeting with the sheriff, so I seen him go by there and he had all the equipment out. He had it all washed up. And then when I went back there, he had to push back in. And he pulls up and goes down. So I go, what the hell are you doing all day?
I tell you. Well, so that was the first one, I guess. And then,
Oh, yeah, you have it on your list.
yeah. And then, I guess after that, Slings called me
You
about.
didn't change the oil on the mower, you got it on? You didn't change the
Oh,
oil?
jeez. Okay, I'll get more.
What do you put grease the spindles? I thought maybe you were telling us what you did this whole thing.
One would assume, but, all right.
I was just asking.
So, and then, so I fixed the sink out at the nature center. Apparently it wasn't, the pressure wasn't very good in it. You remember that?
It wouldn't shut off. It was leaking also.
Yeah.
It was dripping or something.
Yeah, well, either way, I got that all fixed up. Ended up the mixing valve, all the supply lines, the aerator, everything was all plugged up with, must have been lime. I don't know, they must have some pretty hard water out there. Aren't they on room water? So maybe it was from, well, they used to be on well water though, didn't they?
Not the nature center.
The nature center's always been on rural water. Oh. Anyways, it's all cleaned out. And then, I went around, cleaned all the cameras on the outside of the jail. Jeff got all of me, so they were pretty dirty, so I did that. And then the next thing, I need Chris and John to come with me after the meeting to figure out what we want to do for the parking lot for the old jail. And we can discuss more of that when we're over there doing that. And I've told them, many people listen, just get a hold of me and let them know. So we got just random people going in and out of the courthouse.
Right, that's the whole point of doing this.
So, yeah, no, that's all. It's pretty easy to do all that. It's all off the computer, so.
Before I ask, are you gonna answer my questions?
What?
When are you going?
When am I going?
You never got the stuff out of Cedar Rapids.
Oh, Rockwell?
Yeah.
Weren't you up there just the other day?
They had room for a freezer. They had to stock me though.
Did you get the bell ready?
No, I'm afraid that might not make it back here.
Okay. I mean,
Just so you,
next week is pretty, I mean, it's gonna be in the 50s and stuff like that. So.
just so you don't forget.
Yeah.
You don't understand what's,
What is Lori, I'm guessing Lori wants the freezer bad?
no, I just don't lose it.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, they already have a freezer down there.
This is a stand-up one that's easier, that gets
Yeah.
organized, and it's just when you get a fish everything out.
Yeah. No, I get that. No, maybe I'll get old Jeff, we can run out there and get that stuff next week.
And
And then she said she wants chairs too.
no, no, we went and looked at it, she didn't find any chair she liked. She was very specific on color. You can't be specific
No.
on three.
That's for where?
Rockwell.
Not a Rockwell.
It's basically all the, like when they remodel an office, they take all this stuff to this warehouse and then like,
And they ship it from every site across the country, that's the only,
mhm.
what do we call it, place?
You can just go pick stuff up.
Yeah.
Like I know they have like churches and schools and then obviously. us.
Teachers, yeah,
So,
but Dave looks out for us.
yeah, he does. He always holds back some pretty nice stuff.
Yeah.
Like that towel racking, and that's never there. He pulled that for us. So. Yeah, it's just, sometimes there's a lot and sometimes there's
There's nothing,
very little.
never know what you'll find.
Mhm.
So you're right along sometime, let me know.
I think Kevin got that market cornered.
Well, two of us can go, right?
Yeah.
Just can't have three go.
You talked about pushing the door at the county home. Did you do that without me?
Did I measure the doors, Kevin? No, I have not yet.
You told me to remind you.
Yeah.
And did we do anything, are we doing any more about with the storm damage from last year or 2 years ago?
That's all budgeted into next year.
But as far as getting bids and
Yeah, I mean, I'll put a bid package together.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that they kept going so we don't lose out.
Yeah. But my thing is now is that if we put it out for bid now, I mean, you don't know what the prices of the materials are gonna be in July. And, you know, sometimes the bid's only good for 30 days. Yeah, but I understand what you're trying to get because you don't wanna, you know, this is when they're scheduling, everybody's scheduling their summer, but
I just wanna make sure also it wasn't forgotten, which is, you've got a lot to do and I didn't want that to be missed.
yeah, I mean, there's, I don't know, I can't remember, there's like 15, 20 buildings that have things. Some are just, you know, just like the Ridgeback,
Yeah.
some others are the whole row.
And after today, we could have more.
Yeah.
Well, we're not, yeah, I don't know how that works, but I think if it's hail damage, they won't cover it, but obviously wind comes through and it rips the roof off of it. I mean, that's it.
You, get anywhere with the judge's library door? That guy come over and take a look or?
From Tricon?
Oh, no, there's a,
Randy.
Oh, yeah, Randy Goki, yeah, he came over. He gave me a bid for upstairs and it was $1,800. And then, you know, I kinda never kept in contact with him because, you know, we were doing the budget and everything, so. I mean, that's one of them things where, and yeah, a guy probably could do it, but he's gonna have to do it this year, because after July 1, and we won't really have money for extra projects like that.
Yeah, I'd say if you're comfortable with getting him to do it this year.
Okay.
Cause it's, nice to get that cleaned up. Did they ever come and get the ladders?
Tricon came and got the ladders,
Okay.
but they didn't take any of the plastic down. And I don't really know how the bookshelves were set up, but they could have been like how they are now.
No, and probably just leave the plastic on till Randy gets done, I'm guessing, so.
And then his idea for the basement walls was to basically cut out where it's bad and then put in moisture resistant drywall and then patch it in with the plaster.
as of right now, we're gonna be on hold of that. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's that?
There's some company that we saw at ISAC that's supposed to have something to dry the basement out.
What is it?
I'm not sure.
That'll be another meeting.
Yeah. Like electromagnetic or something, you said.
Yeah, something unique.
No.
Something off of Star Trek, I think.
Yeah, no.
But
What we should really look at doing is sometimes dig around the foundation, waterproofing the
Well, that's what I
foundation.
asked that guy, is this involved tiling and tiling here? No, we just,
No,
but he's got, there's like a dozen courthouses he's done in the state, and I'm gonna call around and see if I can find any.
well, I say before we do the basement walls, we need to do something on the outside of the courthouse.
I mean, otherwise, I don't know,
We'll be back to square one in 5 years, so.
I don't know how many times that's been fixed since I've been around.
I think the windows and tuck pointing helps, but I mean, the water table in Marengo's like 2 foot in the ground, and that basement's like 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're
So-
both that.
I think like the judge's library, we just kind of finish that damn project.
Yeah.
up.
No, so I could get a hold of him. No, just go ahead and do it.
And we'll just figure out, configuration for those bookshelves. So
Okay. Yeah, so,
get Chris up there, move them around, Chris and Seth.
yeah,
There you go.
Chris and Seth and you, and then I'll just watch.
I had Jeff bring some inmates over, and then I do much. Just had sitting around, I imagine.
But yeah, that sure tidy that up there.
Yep.
So we drive.
Yep, no, yeah, I'm sure they'll do that, so.
Did we, did he include the damage in the other rooms too, or not? Has that all been fixed? Where we had the water damage?
Yeah, that's all. That was a ceiling tile that got damaged, and then, remember the carpet was really wavy? Well, then I went and got a humidifier, and kind of helped that out, so. Just throw some new ceiling tile.
Well, we'll meet you over there.
Yeah.
If Chris is available, I can't speak for him.
We don't have much left, it shouldn't take us long, unless they're gonna start arguing.
Just give me a shoot me.
Okay, thanks, Dylan.
Yep, see you guys.
See you, Dylan.
Sis.
Okay, we'll go down below, the weed commission, we're gonna, I believe we're keep it table. We're waiting for up to you and stuff. There was a liquor license.
Yeah, there's one, and then there's one with an issue with, that time.
I need to get the monument cleaned up. That's
This one has an issue?
No,
Is there a motion to approve RS Enterprises, liquor license?
where's that at?
Well, the one guy.
Oh,
Chevys.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion approved. The other one, unless usually waiting.
Send me a good Bloody Mary.
It's fixed.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they.
We always sell stuff up
I figured you
there.
were pretty eager to jump on that.
They are good.
Okay, let's get that. Hilton Township clerk resignation. Is there a motion to accept?
Can I have a little time on that to do a little research? Can we table that for another week, please?
Because,
I'd just like to ask some questions to a couple of the other trustees.
Not for the resignation.
No, not for the resignation, no. Before we appoint anybody new.
because right now they don't have a clerk.
Well, it's only gonna be another week, so.
You'll make up your mind by next week?
Yep.
Yeah, I concur too. I'd like to talk to a few people.
Okay. So 7, 8, and 9 are on hold. Oops. Hold on just a second. This is Mid-America. Hello. Yeah, speak to the devil.
I said Miss America.
We just talked about what we're going to talk about doing. We're in the meeting right now. Yep, this is, what's up? Second, on April 4th, what do you have on the agenda? What time slots do you have available?
9:45?
9:45 work, or is that too early? Okay, 9:45.
Who is it?
Mid-America.
Not Miss America, Miss America.
Perfect. Hey, thank you. Okay, you too, thanks. Bye. That's just almost creepy.
What is that in relationship to?
It's like when Google Pop showed up.
Yeah, I'm kidding. What? Like they're listening or something.
Yeah, it's like, wow. So that's pretty cool.
April 4th, you said?
April 4th. They're gonna come down with a lawyer for ordinance in case we have any questions about ordinances, which we have very few. The setbacks and distances from houses. That's awesome. You looking for her name?
No, well, I have his name, John Hahn.
See if I got this. Mackenzie Foster. Anybody have anything for next week's agenda? Or any other item you wish to discuss at the moment?
Discuss what?
Anything else you want to discuss?
No.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We are adjourned.
So on the